welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. This is your first time here. This video is a little bit different from videos that I've made in the past, but I feel like it's very fitting because, you know, this channel I felt was just made for the journey that I'm on right now in medicine and just everything that's going on. And I wanted to make this channel to hopefully encourage people that are doing the same career or just like, you know, young and making it and like just, you know, growing and stuff, encourage them. So what I have to say today, it's really for me, honestly, because it's just something that I've really had to remind myself over and over and over again the past couple months, but also I really hope that it encourages somebody out there and really inspires people to, you know, change the way we think and stuff. So I've had this for a while in my mind, probably the last like 2 months, but I think it's very timely that, you know, God allowed it to happen now because I need this more than ever right now. So this week was tough for a lot of us. First the Buffalo thing and then Texas. It's just been a lot. For me personally, been crying, it's added a lot of, you know, a lot more fear into my everyday life going on. And even I've just been having dreams about it. It's just been a lot, honestly, for me. And obviously for a lot of people. I really found that like a lot of negative thoughts have been infiltrating my mind. Even the other day we had a fire drill and like in one of the campus buildings, and literally, obviously, you know, we've all gone through fire drills like our entire life in school, but this time the first thing I'm thinking about, oh my gosh, what if there's like, it's a plan and someone, this is all in my mind, what if there's a plan and someone's like trying to just get us all in one area so they could do something to us, like literally crazy thoughts like that. Obviously that's not a great thought to have. Fearful thoughts like that can really be debilitating for people. And so I feel like with this video, I'm gonna just count it all joy that I even, you know, have been going through that past couple days, so that hopefully, like, if anyone else has been going through that or something similar or not similar, whatever, they could be encouraged to, you know, shake things up a little bit so that we don't have to live with those kind of things. And even before this week, you know, being here, obviously I'm on an island by myself, and medical school is hard on its own. And then being here at a Caribbean school, it adds another layer of just a lot of things. My thoughts and my, I guess, mental well-being and mental state has really been at the forefront of what I think about a lot, because it's just so easy for negative thoughts to come and for negative and for discouragement and fear and doubt to come. Be mindful of what you're thinking about and what you're allowing yourself to think about. And what was really brought to my heart recently was if I know that, you know, in the Bible it says my ways are not your ways, it's God, like God's ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts. And then it also says that for I know the thoughts, it's God, for I know the thoughts that I have towards you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you a hope and an expected end and like a future. So if I know that these things are true, then some of these thoughts that I had that are contradictory to this can't be true. So it made me remember that, you know, we're human, right? So our thoughts not being his, that means our thoughts are not naturally made to give hope and give goodness, right? And so I thought of this, or like I heard this analogy, right? That in nature, things tend towards disorder. This is like the theory of entropy. You know, things tend towards disorder. So if, for example, you have your room and you never clean up your room, you're just going about your day, whether you intend for it or not, it's going to get messy. Things will start to get out of place. And even if you're not living in somewhere, right? If there's just a room, over time, dust will start to settle. There'll be cobwebs in the corner. Things will start to get disorderly because that's the nature of Earth and nature of humans for things to get disorderly. And it's the same thing for our minds. When we're not being mindful of cleaning up our minds and being mindful of what we're putting in and taking out of our minds, you know, things will tend towards disorder, and thoughts will tend towards negativity and doubt and all of these things, because we're not being mindful of what is going on there and what we're keeping there. And so we really have to be mindful about what we're allowing ourselves to think and what we're allowing ourselves to dwell on, because not all of our thoughts are from God. And also not all of our thoughts are from us, because the devil be trying it. Even yesterday, like I got news that, just something about like school and like, our step exams, board exams and all that stuff. And obviously I know the person that told me this was not trying to discourage me. That was not the intent of the conversation. But devil, try to put in my mind, hope not. So that's another reason you should doubt. If you're gonna make it, that's another reason you should, be doubtful of, what God has put in you, and like, oh, you're not good enough, that kind of a thing. And I wasn't thinking that before I went into that conversation, but now afterwards, those thoughts are trying to creep in, right? Whether it's you're intentionally bringing it in or not, you have to be able to catch those thoughts and remember that if it's bringing you some kind of like fear and doubt and discouragement, that's not a thought you should keep. And whether it's yours or whether the devil be trying it, you got to check it at the door. And so for me, like for example, all the stuff that's been going on in the world, I have to, obviously, I want to know what's going on a little bit, right? But this week, obviously, this was like a huge story, the Texas thing. And so like I consumed a lot more than I usually allow myself to. And with that, came a lot more fear. I have been mindful, and, I have to get back on the mindfulness of making sure I'm not bringing in things into my heart and into my mind that can bring those types of fears. And I know some people can handle that. Some people can handle, knowing all of the details of everything. I cannot, at least at this point, after the past like 3 years of all the craziness, I just can't. In order to manage the disorder that my mind tends towards, I need to limit the disorderliness that comes in, right? So I have to make an intentional choice to replace those negative and doubtful and fearful thoughts with the truth. And so for me, I don't know like what you believe or what you don't. For me, my truth is I know that God is consistent in his character. So if he says that I know the thoughts he knows the thoughts that he has for me, and they're thoughts of good and not of evil, I know that's true. When he says, be strong and of good courage, and don't be afraid, for the Lord my God is with me, I know that's true. And when he says he keeps those in perfect peace whose mind is on him, stays on him, I know that's true. So in the midst of those fearful and doubtful and like harmful thoughts, I have to check those thoughts like, nope, that's not true. Nope, it's not true that I won't do well on that exam. Nope, it's not true that I'm not gonna get into residency. Nope, it's not true that things will just be chaotic in school. Those thoughts that need to be checked. A lot of times you don't always believe yourself when you're thinking those things. Like we're trying to replace those thoughts with thoughts that are true. Whether you want to call it faking it till you make it, or like playing mind tricks on yourself, whatever you want to call it, that's what I'm doing. So if it's mind tricks, hey, I'm fine with the mind tricks, because even if I don't believe it at the moment, the more I check those thoughts and the more I breathe life into my mind and in my heart, the more I'm starving those thoughts, and the more quiet those thoughts will be. Because the more you strengthen your mind to think about, the truth, and to think about, positive and good things, then the more your mind will be able to let go of those negative things. I really hope all of this is making sense, and I hope that it encouraged somebody out there. I know I'm probably gonna be rewatching this video for myself, because this is honestly something that, like I said in the beginning, it's something I've been, dealing with, really since I've been here, and probably even before, of like really the thoughts that I keep. So I hope that it encouraged somebody, and I hope that, going into this new week, we can really be more mindful of, not allowing negative thoughts to really dwell in us and change our perspective of what we see in the world. You know, with all this bad news going on in the world, it can really allow our hearts to be hardened and our minds to change about how we view people, whether it's groups of people or just people in general. And for me, at least, I don't want to go through the world just thinking everyone's bad and thinking just everything is gonna go wrong all the time because people are crazy. And so part of why I don't want to hear all the news and hear all the bad things is because, you know, I know, like I said, naturally, as a human, those thoughts will try to infiltrate my mind and make me believe that, you know, everything's all bad. And I don't want to do that. I want to remain hopeful the same way, you know, God gives me a hope. I want to keep that hope. Anyway, I hope it encouraged somebody, and I hope y'all have a blessed week. Just keep it on. All right. So I'll see y'all next week. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.